Let me get you in here. Okay. All right, Ruben. There you go.
Hey.
That's better, right? A lot clearer?
Yeah, it is
Okay, good.
better. How's mine?
Yeah, yours is very clear, which is
Okay,
good.
that's good.
All right, everybody. Sorry about that. I had a Wi-Fi issue. So welcome to the Thinking of Art Call series. This is episode 60. And today we have LA-based artist Ruben Baghdasaryan, who's a trained illustrator and painter. Has a really exciting background. I know we just put his works on artstager.shop recently, and there's a lot of buzz and interest around you and people meeting you today. So welcome.
Thank you
How's your
for
day?
having me.
You're
So far, it's
welcome.
been good. Yeah, I've been
Yeah?
working on a new still life since early morning. So I'll tease you a little bit in the middle of
Okay,
the
good.
life.
Good. So what was it like growing up in Moscow, and when did you become inspired to pursue a career in art?
So I'm born in Moscow, Russia. With my family, we spent there like maybe 4 or 5 years, and then we moved to Armenia. That's where I've been raised most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been painting as long as I remember because my mom is a painter. And then I went to the art school. After
Mm-hmm.
I graduated, I got my green card.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved by myself to Los Angeles, where I found my studio.
Mm-hmm.
It's been almost 7 years. And professionally, I've started 5 years ago as a fashion illustrator when Lucien Pages, he's a PR, it's a PR agency in Paris. So
Mm-hmm.
he saw my work and then he sent me a direct message on Instagram saying that I would like you to send you an invite to Paris so you can sketch a live show from Jacquemus collection. So that's how it all started. People were like watching me doing live sketches, asking me if you can do portrait, like a full body sketch. And then
Yeah.
people were keep posting on Instagram and that's how it all started. I got back to LA. I'm like, I'll just quit my job because I was working as a web designer in downtown.
Yeah.
And then I just followed my passion, which has been, I think, a great thing to do.
That's amazing. Well, I have
Yeah.
big respect for you and following your passion. So,
Thank you.
talk about what you did for Beyonce just a little bit. I want to cover kind of the past a little bit, and then we'll talk about what you're doing right now. But I know you worked with Beyonce on a collection of merchandise of different products. So, talk about that.
I've been a huge fan of her since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just keep doing graphic stuff and posting on Instagram from Armenia so I can get her attention. And when I moved here, his stylist messaged me saying I showed your
Mm-hmm.
work to her and she's really like your style. After a couple years, I just got my first commission, which was doing a Christmas merchandise design for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's been a
Yeah.
great opportunity. I think after that, I became more confident in my work because people were telling me if you work for Beyonce, you can do you can work for everyone kind of.
Right.
And then I
Yeah,
did
absolutely.
in 2019, I designed the Valentine's merchandise collection for her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been just those two for now, and I feel very lucky that she chose me as an artist to design it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love her music so much. She really very inspiring for me.
Yeah, so obviously the demand for the fashion illustrations and your passion in that area, obviously you continue that, but it feel like your real love or calling is really around still lifes. So talk about that. And how old were you when you first started painting still lifes?
My first still life, I did it when I was 6, and I did it with oil. And then I started to do more fashion illustration after that,
Mm-hmm.
fashion shows. But
Mm-hmm.
lately, I think I've been focused more on still life because I feel like I'm more related to it. It's more honest. Um, First one, I did it this summer when I went to Mykonos, and then I was going through a relationship issues with my boyfriend. So
Mm-hmm.
after the breakup, I sat down and I'm like, I just want to explore something that I haven't done before. Because I think people expect me to always paint and illustrate something about
Right.
fashion and post it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So still life has been another change in my art career,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I enjoyed that so much.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
So
far I've done I think 10, I think
that's what,
which you have on the shop, right?
yeah, yeah.
And then I'm
So
working on the 11th right now.
yeah, your latest one is called Still Life, The Wounded Onion. So can you talk about the story behind that one?
That one, I think it's the 11th piece because I'm trying to finish the 12th and by end of the year. The one we just posted on the web shop, which is called the Wounded Onion. It's
Mm-hmm.
about my healing process. Um, so it's been a very, I think, very important piece from a collection.
Mm-hmm.
I try to not put so much description on my Instagram why I started doing those still lives.
Mm-hmm.
But I have like couple friends every time they visit to my studio. I just like I always like to talk about the mystery behind of these paintings. Maybe near future I'll just do like another interview about
Yeah.
it, you know.
No, it's great. Well, I
Yeah.
respect you, digging in and expressing that on canvas, but also, sharing that with us. Another one in particular that I like is the half peeled piece. So talk about that one.
That one, yeah, I did it sunflower, which is like my favorite flower that I wake up
Hmm.
to every morning.
Can you
And
show us that
then,
one?
yes, let me show you.
Okay. Okay.
Here you go.
Okay. Amazing. So what's how much time does it take you to do a piece like that? And if we could
Um,
like get more, maybe a little bit more closely to see it, that would be great.
yeah, let's see.
Let's see.
A piece like this, which is the 20 by 20.
Mm-hmm.
First, I start with the idea. So I like do a setup on my studio, and then I took a photo,
Mm-hmm.
um, which can take me like a day. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think a piece like this takes me a week to finish.
Mm-hmm.
But
Can
lately
you
I'm
work?
trying to not rush so much, you know, because
Okay.
I'm trying every piece that I'm making, I'm trying to put more detail to it to see how much I can like do more on a
No,
piece.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So are you able to work on one piece at a time or multiple pieces at a time? Can you go back and forth, or what's
Well,
your process like?
I'm a Gemini, so I like to multitasking.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do two pieces, like because I'm been using a new medium, which is like a mix of acrylic and oil,
Yeah.
which the drying process takes longer. So
Mm-hmm.
I work in two pieces. I have days I just like maybe do two, or I do like one canvas, and in between of drawing process, I do like illustrations so I can post on my Instagram. So
Mm-hmm.
it depends, you know. And then I've started this today.
Okay,
I
let's
just
see.
did the first layer so far.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Do you
thank you.
sketch it out like with pencil, or or is it all freehand?
I do the sketch first, and then
Mm-hmm.
after the sketch, I do the blue layer,
Mm-hmm.
which helps me to brings the colors more. It brings more depth to it because
Mm-hmm.
after the sketch, I do the blue color, and then I start to layering the colors.
Yeah.
Usually, it takes me 3 layers max to finish the paintings because I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to overdo the canvas. I like to see the texture of it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And then the other one that I like, and if you guys haven't seen the work or would like to see it while we're on the call, you can go to artstager.shop and you can find Ruben's work there. The Bitter Life piece, talk about that one.
That's the first one. That's how it
Okay.
started. So I was in Greece this summer, and
Where in
then I
Greece were
did
you?
this Mykonos.
Yeah, love
Yeah,
Mykonos.
thing. Yeah.
You were over there. I was going to go over there in the summer, and then I got a breakthrough case, so kind of put a kibosh on my trip. But how
It
long
was
were you
kind
in?
of sad because the day we arrived, I think it was July
Uh-huh.
17th, they banned the music. So like the whole week there was no music, no party. So I was just staying at the hotel,
Amazing.
going out for dinner. Yeah, it was fun time with my friend.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's great. So you were inspired by what inspired you by that piece in particular?
I used a lot of blues in that
Hmm.
piece. So it's
Can
like
you
very
show us that one? Can you show
yes.
us that? And we'll talk about your portraits behind as well that you've done.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to focus on the still lifes if we can. Hey, Sean. Good afternoon. If you guys have questions for Ruben, type them in the comments. Oh, all right. Talk about this one. So you have limes, you have lemons,
Yeah,
you have really
so
nice color balance.
thank you.
Beautiful.
So I used like mostly blues, which is like more Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I did the staging when I was in Greece. This is the table and chair from the hotel that I stayed.
Mm-hmm.
I used the lemons, which represents me and my partner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is like me and him with his kids, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then I put that under the shadow
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like I was just being kind of hidden from just enjoying the light. And then I included this is the shadow, that's the highlight. I thought I should just leave it open so I can
Mm-hmm.
like see there might be new opportunities for me because I felt like I was just mentally not in a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this
How, can
piece I think means so much for me overall. And I think this is your favorite one, right?
Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah.
Pull it. Can you pull it a little closer? We can barely see there, so we can see more of the lemons
Yeah.
and the limes. So there's one, two, three, four, five, what, six?
Yeah.
Am I counting that number of limes? Okay. Two people. Were there that many kids?
Yeah, two kids, and then there's like few people in his life um, that I
Okay.
put in because it was like kind of secret for me during
Uh-huh.
the period of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Okay. But you survived, and
I
you're
survived. I made the decision to walk away,
right.
but the
Okay.
sad part is I'm still in love with the person. But sometimes I think in life some things doesn't work out. And the decision I made, I think this time is just for my own health,
Mm-hmm.
because I had like friends that have been very supportive during the healing time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. It's important to have good people around you. I know what that's like, having difficulty getting over an ex and trying to move on, and the memories are still there. Talk about the fifth chance. I love that one because it's very difficult to paint hands. And can you show that one to us? Because
Yes.
that one's really special. I know when we did a studio visit recently, we were talking about horses and hands and how difficult both of those are to paint.
This is a
Um,
small piece, so it's a 11 by
mhm.
14. Those are my hands. Um,
Amazing.
yeah. So I called
So,
it fifth chance because I broke up with him 5 times, and then I
oh
always
wow.
gave him chances. And but every time I was going back, it never worked out, you know. And
Yeah,
the fifth one was the last one. So I'm like, I'm
yeah.
just done, you know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you're very patient. Sounds like you're a
Yeah,
very loving,
very.
very, very patient person. Um, so can we talk about Five Poppies? I think that one is really, really great. I love the colors and the lighting and the
Hmm.
technique there. So,
That one I used linen canvas because poppies are very detailed flowers. So I was trying
mm-hmm,
to get as much detail as possible. And
mm-hmm,
then I got the flowers from Eric Butterbug. He's like famous florist designer in LA.
mm-hmm.
And then besides the painting, I really like the frame too. I usually go
Yeah,
to flea market for to find like good frames. And then I think having a frame with the paintings makes a big difference because everything kind of looks completed.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I agree with that. So the half your age, I want to ask you about that. It's not too personal to talk about this one, but when I'm zooming in and looking at it, I mean, there are two pieces of cantaloupe, and what is the, I can't tell what's in this image. It's hard to tell. Can you
So it's
describe it?
yeah, so it's two
Do you have it
melons, and then
do you have it to
yeah,
show us?
yeah,
We
let
can
me
talk
have it.
about it. It almost looks like like a cologne bottle or something.
It's a Hermes nail polish.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you specifically about that one before our call, so it's great. Is that the
Okay.
right way or is it the other way? I think it's the other way. Is it other way?
I
Oh,
think it's this way. Yeah, maybe it's the Instagram. It shows
Instagram flips
different.
it around. Yeah,
Yeah,
it shows
flips
it
it.
the other way.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah,
No, it's great. So can you
yeah.
talk about this one?
This one, I called it half of your age because he was double of my age.
Yeah.
So I split the melon to show that like I was just half of his age, and then the lilac was one of my favorite flowers. And then I used a lot of things that makes me remember in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but mostly this piece about the age, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find that was an issue for you guys?
I don't think so, because I think for me it's mostly the emotional connection. Because age, I don't think it can be an issue in a relationship. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
things that you like in life can be different because I'm younger and he's older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
All
guess
right.
everyone is different, you know.
I think age is relative, personally. So, yeah, I think if you had shared common interests and, you're respectful for, what each person is doing, then, as long as you have fun together,
Yeah.
life is too short to not have a good time. I want to talk about the Jacquemus Reservoir because you spent some time in New York as well. So,
Yeah.
how much time did you spend there? And I know you were, obviously painting and you were in a relationship, I believe, there. So, I'm curious to talk about that piece.
Yeah, so I went to New York. I
Do you
went
have
to New
that one?
York.
Can you pull that one up?
Yes, the Jacquemus, right? Reservoir.
Jacquemus,
Yeah.
yeah, Reservoir.
There we go.
Oh, good. Can you get a little closer? Let's see it. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. So
Yeah.
talk about
Thank
this one. And was there a moment that was meaningful for exactly where you were standing?
you. So my first boyfriend, which I met during the last breakup, I had my first one. I met him in LA and he's a good writer. And then he goes back and forth between New York and LA for work.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I met him here, he said, you should visit to New York. And then I have this spot that I want to take you. I always had a dream that if I fall in love with someone, I'll just take the person there, we'll sit down by the bench and we'll look at this view. So he took me there. It was like Sunday afternoon. And then he was like, this is the view that I was talking to you about it. And then I took a photo. And next morning I surprised him with a painting. He said, you can
Oh.
leave it to my apartment. But I'm like, this is so personal. I
So
want to
you
take it to my studio.
so you took it and you kept it as a memory. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. It's really beautiful. I love your stories. They're great.
thank you.
A lot of artists, I wouldn't say a lot of artists, but some artists are not as transparent and open with their feelings and emotions when they're expressing that and leaving that on the canvas. So I thank you for sharing this with us. Hazy's Shade of LA, that's a newer one.
Okay,
And
let me show that one too.
so I know you've been in LA for what, you said 7 years now?
Yeah.
And you love LA? You think you'll be there for a while?
It's getting harder for me emotionally because I think it's hard for me to meet good people, you know. But I
Amen.
believe there,
Amen. It is hard.
yeah,
It is difficult. Yeah.
yeah,
We have to stick together,
Yep.
My closest friends are my New York friends that are living there, to be honest. But show us that again. Let everybody see that. All right. So where is that in LA?
So this is very close to my place, because every evening I just go to the grocery store. This is on my way walk there. And this piece with the Jacquemus, I hang them next to each other because when I first met my boyfriend, the first one, this is where I met him, like the walk that I go to. So I'm like, I want to paint this view so I can remember him the day I met him. And then Jacquemus is my second one, which was like very short, but
Wow.
we had a good time together too.
That's amazing. Well, whoever buys these, hopefully the same person will buy both, and they'll have those memories to talk about and the stories to talk about. And then you get into your still lives with Salmon and Rose. I love the color balance, the detail, and the salmon in the glass. So can you show that one to us as well? Making you work today.
Yeah. I have my art all over my studio, so some of them is in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yep.
I meant to call you earlier and to prep you a little bit more, but I got distracted. All right, so see how beautiful that is, guys? Stunning. So why the salmon and why the rose together?
I like the combination regarding the colors, because I think the white pops against the salmon, especially salmon is very detailed. And then I use the salmon because we like to cook that every Sunday. It was like his routine. Again, I think the whole series of my still life, I'm trying to finish. We already have 11 pieces, right, on the shop. So I'm trying to get it done all 12, and then I'm gonna call it 12 as a collection. Okay. It represents a year with him, you know, like different stories for each painting. Yeah,
I love that. We'll have to really explore that together, because I think the stories of each one of them are what makes them really special. We have one question. Is it hard for you to sell the works when you hold so many memories?
It is hard, especially I think for me it'll be hard to sell The Bitter Life because that's my first one. And I feel like I'm very much connected to the Jacquemus painting and then the Hazy Shade of LA because I held so much memories with them. But I like to sell things. I think that makes you more confident as an artist because I don't want to have full of paintings in my studio. I want to have my work all over the world so people can look at them and feel the energy too.
Oh, I love that. That's a very good way to describe it because, you know, it's intimidating. I know when you're, especially early stage in your career as an artist, when you're putting yourself out there and you're judged and some people like it, some people don't. Everybody has a comment and everybody has their own thoughts of what they like and don't like. So you have to really, you know, just follow your gut and what you like and what you feel you're best at.
I agree.
And I really see you growing as an artist and your voice really maturing especially in the still life paintings. Those in particular are the ones that I wanted to focus on and talk about. But behind you, you've also done portraits and you continue to do portraits. So is how much of your time would you say, you know, in a 30-day period are you spending on portraits versus, you know, other works?
Lately, I've just been very focused on still life, but my last project that I did 50 portraits with acrylic ink, it was for Fern Malice. Basically, the New York Fashion Week started from her 25 years ago. And then she messaged me on Instagram saying that we are launching the second book and the third one. So I want you to illustrate the portraits of fashion icons. So I did like 50 portraits maybe in 2 months. So it was a big project and I think it's gonna launch next year, mid-April. So I hope you'll come too.
Yeah, I will come. Absolutely. Yeah. That's exciting. So you had a deadline of how much time did you have to do all 50 of those?
I think it was 3 months of deadline. But like when I went to Armenia, that's where I got my commission. And
Okay.
then I'm like, maybe I'll just rest there because I went for 3 weeks to see my family. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm so disciplined. Every morning that I was waking up, I'm like, I just want to do like maybe 2 or 3 portraits. And then I had days I did 7, you know.
That's
And
amazing.
each one I think might take me 2 hours to finish because
Okay.
it was just one color portrait with acrylic ink.
And what size were
Yeah,
they?
14 by 17.
Okay. Good size.
Yeah.
Do you find it more difficult, more challenging to work on smaller canvases or large canvases?
Usually smaller pieces are harder because let's say if you do a portrait, you have to, it's like a very small space to work with, and you have to mix the colors very in a particular way so it looks like very natural. Bigger
Mm-hmm.
pieces, I found it easy because the scale is bigger and you have like more space to work with. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing both, but I think for me works like I really enjoy doing pieces in canvas like 16 by 20, which is the new one that I'm working right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I guess different clients needs different sizes, for
Yeah.
their
For
house.
their walls.
Yeah, for the
Absolutely.
walls.
Well, our goal is to sell all of these still lifes and get these stories out there for you. So, we're right at 30, a little over 30 minutes right now, and that's what we try to keep these calls at. But I'd like to
Okay.
do another conversation with you in the near future. But in the meantime, just wanted to thank everybody for joining. I'm going to archive this on the IGTV. We'll also upload it to the thinkingofart.com website where you can see the last 59 episodes of different artists and people, and check out Ruben's work on artstater.shop or follow him on Instagram. So Ruben, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you
time
too.
today and being so open and transparent with your story and where you're headed. It was excited to talk to you and get to know you
Me
better.
too. Likewise.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
pleasure.
all right. Well, have a great rest of the day over there in Los Angeles.
You
And
too?
I will see you this week. I'll be back
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
see
Thank
you.
you.